Now, there are many million hard-working men and women out there who daily set out to earn their income. Last week, we got to follow one such ordinary man during his everyday activities. Let's take a look. Well, you really crushed it in that last game.
Oh, shut it. At least I kept track of the ball.
Well, it doesn't really matter when you can't hit it, does it?
Did you even see my rebound against the back wall?
Heads up. Told ya.
I'll get you Friday.
Yeah, sure, man.
Hi there.
Hi.
Guess what?
Huh?
I got some new lamp for the living room. Found it at a new shop down the street. There are some great stuff in there, and some weird, but interesting.
Nice. Looks good.
Feeling hungry? Thought I was gonna order some Thai.
Yeah, sure.
Rough day at work?
A bit.
Right.
The Scottish game really had them talking. The man barely uttered a word when he came home. This is a fairly common scenario that many of us really have encountered and can relate to. There are usually two particular reactions to this circumstance that tend to stand out. One would be along the lines of, that man's a jerk, why doesn't he give her any attention? And the other more like, God, the woman never stopped talking. He just wants to rest. The last reaction is an origin to the general conception that women talk too much. But how much is too much really? And why only women? This question is deeply rooted in the difference between two ways of communication, namely report talk and rapport talk. The speech of rapport is based on connection and relatability. You will most likely find this to fit a private conversation, but could just as well fit a public one. The opposite goes for report talk, which is instead based on maintaining status and independence. But how do these terms apply to us? Who is more likely to use which? These questions will be answered by my co-host and colleague. So please welcome Hugo Karlsson.
First off, the idea of communicating through report and rapport talk is one, varying on situations. The one of them or the other is mostly seen together with a certain character behavior. These behaviors follow specifications on how people usually form and interact in relationships, which are called symmetry and asymmetry, respectively. They can be illustrated as two perpendicular axes, one horizontal and one vertical. Symmetry, which is the horizontal axis, is regarded to be the more female one. Generally, women inherit from childhood the desire to appreciate equality and close connections, which links symmetry to a higher amount of usage of rapport talk. To the contrary, the vertical orientation of asymmetry resembles an endeavor to gain independence and social status. This is often sought through rapport talk. When these two differing views collide, for example in a relationship between a man and a woman of the recently described type, misunderstandings and confusion can easily happen. This could lead to problems, so let's return to the pair from earlier and see how they encounter this issue.
Come in.
Is anyone else coming, or should I move over there?
No, take a seat here. This isn't work related. I would like to have your opinion on something. Now, I haven't got all day, so I'll make myself short. My wife and I have been a little off lately.
My husband and I have had a bit tense lately.
I feel like she's constantly trying to start a conversation at home.
I've been trying to start a conversation with him, but it feels like he's putting me off.
It's like she's constantly interrogating me, and I don't know what to say.
I mean, all I want is for him to share his opinion on things, or at least share a bit of his day.
I mean, it's like she thinks I know what she wants me to say.
I don't understand how that can be so hard to figure out.
I've been trying to read up on it, but it hasn't been that helpful.
I totally understand how you feel.
Yeah, I get you.
I've been there too.
Not the first time this has been a thing either.
It's like they are completely oblivious to us sometimes.
Suppose they think we have more to report about stuff than we actually do.
Like,
I don't know. I guess you just have to figure out how they work, even if you don't get why. And go from there.
So, as they both realized their displeasure in the others' acting, they searched for support in their friends. The problems of being misunderstood can be hard to deal with, and one could many times find it difficult to narrow down a concrete reason for them. Let's therefore introduce Gustav Thuresson, who will further explore how these various issues affect relationships.
The differences between symmetrical and asymmetrical character behavior often results in very diverse appearances. As recently seen, the woman expresses her dissatisfaction with her husband at home, though he has shown that he is a frequent speaker among his friends. This issue arises as a consequence of the characteristic differences resulting in a situation where the woman feels like her husband doesn't treat her the right way, while the husband don't know as to what he's doing wrong. In this instance, the woman is just trying to connect with her husband, but on the flip side, instead feels like he nags on her. Due to this idea of striving for independence and social status, meaning a feeling of self-reliability and respect, he believes that connection is based on providing the partner mutual privacy. Therefore, he wants to give her the same privacy he would like to have. None of this should be taken as a conscious choice to actively ignore or quote-unquote nag. People are rather fairly unaware of their own behavior, which explains the ignorance of what their partner thinks they are doing incorrectly. To explain how these issues can be resolved, welcome Johan Magnusson onto the stage.
The difficulty of nailing down a single factor that's going wrong in a malfunctioning relationship is due to the two completely different characteristics of the partners. With these complex differences, it can be quite common to be unable to find some entirely mutual ground. In this situation, it's often beneficial to put yourself in the other's position. This often only requires enlightenment of the reality behind the other's actions. This opens up the possibility to discuss the apparent problems and finally discuss a possible solution for them that takes into consideration both the partner's needs and their characteristics. So, let's return one last time to our couple and see how it worked out for them.
Wow, he's been sitting there since lunch. I wish he'd get up and do something. Can you go and get the table extension? You know we're having a guest in a few minutes.
Yeah, sure. Actually, we're having two.
What? Who?
You know that guy from work? Invited him over for a movie night.
Right. Then you really need to go and get the extension.
Oh, no worries. He won't be coming for another hour.
Well, my friend is coming over any second, so you better wrap it up.
Yeah. It feels like nagging, but she just wants to get it done. I'll get on it. Eventually.
I know he wants to feel like it was his own initiative, but it's still annoying that it takes this much time. This could take a while. Best to be safe. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I see we'll be here.
I bought a lamp for the living room. Come on, I gotta show you.
Hey! I got an awesome new series for you. A little old school, but some of the best stuff ever.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
Have you heard about the break-ins at the school last week?
Yeah, weren't there 3 in one weekend?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I heard they even started posting.
How can they be so quiet? They've barely said anything for like 40 minutes. Don't they like each other? Well, suppose if they enjoy the quiet, they can have it.
What do we do?
Yeah, that's insane. Just gonna go and get something for the boys. Be right back. Here you go. You spill it, you clean it. Having fun?
Oh no, she's trying to small talk. Yeah. Oh crap. Say something more. She expects something else. She wants intimacy. Ha! That guy's hilarious.
Sure. And then I'll light my foot off in your ass.
So how's your day been, huh?
Yeah, it's been great. At lunch, some guy brought gingerbread and mulled wine. How can they be so
Whew. Saved.
In the end, the balance between the woman's intimacy and the man's independence kept the relationship emotionally level. In conclusion, while still not being fully approving of each other's actions, they managed to understand the position they got put in and realize and accepted their differences, while still adapting and respecting each other's preferences without adopting their own characteristics to some degree. So if you ever find yourself in a trouble with a relationship with a partner, if it's just a marriage or a social company, you seek out the problem and try to understand each other's perspective. So, any questions?
I thought this was astronomy class.